I've sold tens of thousands of dollars worth of ebooks, and you can honestly do the same. A few years ago, I was working at Netflix and I hated my job. I needed something to start to make money online, but I didn't want to work 8 hours a day, so I needed like semi-passive income. That's when I discovered ebooks, and it honestly changed my freaking life. The good thing about ebooks is that really anyone can make them. You don't need any skills. You don't need to be a writer. You don't need to be a designer. And with the method that I do that nobody's really talking about here on YouTube, you can get your ebook up and ready in under 1 day. Now you might think, well, Energy, I don't have anything that I could talk about like in an ebook that I could sell. I promise you, if you have gone through life and you have had any problems in life, you have an ebook idea that could make you at least $1,000 a month. So like for me, I worked customer service jobs. I was a college dropout. I thought I didn't really have any skills, but I did have problems that I had solved in my life. So I used to be bald. I shaved my head, right? And then I was able to grow out my hair long using all natural methods and creating my own shampoos, conditioners, stuff like that with just like plants and foods and stuff. I ended up turning that into an ebook where I taught other people how to do the same and they got good results. Now that I have more skills, I can make an ebook about how to start a YouTube channel, about how to get freelancing clients as a writer, because I used to be a writer. I can make an ebook about, how to use AI tools for content creation, because that's taking my own problems and experiences and turning it into a book. So I wanted to look at you. What have you done? Did you learn how to beat your sugar cravings? Did you learn how to improve the way that you dress or find your personal style? Did you learn how to break into an industry or a field when you got rejected so many times? If you can help people get from point A to point B and solve something that is very, very problematic in their life, then you have an ebook idea, and trust me, you have something. If you went through life without having any problems or with having a lot of problems that you never solved, I don't think that you would even be here right now, right? Once we have our ebook idea, we're gonna actually start creating the ebook. Don't worry, it's super, super simple. Let's go ahead and start with the cover. For this example, I wanna create an ebook about how to travel the world for cheap, because that's exactly what I did when I was broke. There's a bunch of tools that you can use, but I'm gonna use Kittl because I found that it's way more advanced than something like Canva, but a lot easier to use than something like Illustrator or Photoshop. Now I reached out to them to sponsor this part of the video, so if you wanna make your own ebook, then use my code and get 25% off any of their plans. The link for that is going to be in the description, but let's go ahead and create our ebook cover. To create our ebook cover in Kittl, we're first going to type ebook into the search bar. That's going to bring up a bunch of different options, and Kittl has really, really professional looking covers. I found this cooking themed cover, but I'm actually going to change that to something that is travel based. I'm just going to delete everything in the middle, and then I will generate my own image using AI. So I'll click on this image generator and I can put whatever prompt that I want to. I just want to generate a woman that is traveling, and Kittl has a bunch of different styles that you can choose from, but I want to try anime just because I don't know, I've just been really into anime lately. This is the image that the AI generated, and honestly I'm totally fine with it. So I'm just gonna make this a bit bigger, and then I'm going to send it to the back. For this, you don't need to be a designer. It's just like drag and drop and replace the elements, but the design is already created. I do want to use this AI background remover tool so I can cut out just the girl and make her a bit bigger. From here, everything is really about switching what already is here. So I'm going to change this text. I'm going to go to the elements tab and type in like, maybe I want some money to be there rather than a broccoli, right? That doesn't make sense. I can choose from thousands of different pictures, and I want it to be where this broccoli is. So I'm going to click on the broccoli, and then I'm going to click on this one and just press replace so that the money can be right in the same position. I'm just going to adjust the size a little bit. And then I also want to put like a border around the money, because I feel like right now it blends in too much with this color. So I'm just going to go over here to border, and like this is one of the features that I feel like is really, really good about Kittl. I'm going to put that border there. You see how it creates this like really nice border, so everything is separated. I'm gonna play around with this a little more, and then I'll show you what my final cover looks like. So this is what my final cover looks like. I didn't change this text, but you guys understand. It will be something that I wrote there, and this looks so professional. It looks so cool, and it honestly looks so eye-catching as well. Okay, now we're gonna create the interior, and you don't need to be a designer. You don't need to be a writer. This AI method is like, it's crazy actually what AI can do nowadays. So the first step we're gonna do is figure out what the heck actually needs to be in our book because we want to give these people a transformation that they're not going to get anywhere else. The number one way I like to do this is through comment fishing. Now, this is where I go through different types of forums, different videos, different internet materials to understand like what people in my niche want and what they need help with. From there, I'm gonna write down all their questions in a document and then put my own answers there. I actually made a Notion template for you guys, so you guys can download this like ebook research template in the description as well. So if I'm making a book about how to travel abroad for cheap, then I'm gonna look at some travel videos or some travel Reddit forums or Quora forums or whatever forums that you want. From doing that, I found in this travel video, I just went to the comment section and the questions that I found was, how do you still make money and travel and then go back home again? Like, how do you keep a job? Can you give any advice on how to stay safe as a solo female traveler? And how do things like work trading or volunteering in exchange for housing, how do they work and what happens when they go wrong? And I have experience with that because like a lot of things went wrong for me when I was doing work trade. I had to escape, okay? And so I would be able to give advice on that. I want you to put all of those things in a document and then you're ready for the second step, which is brain dumping. To do this brain dump, we're gonna take our phone and we're gonna open the voice notes app if you have that one. There's one built into iPhone. I don't know about Android. With your voice notes app, I want you to answer every single question that you just wrote down. So if the question is, how do you handle like a work trade or volunteering opportunity that went wrong? Then I would say, hey, first things first, don't, go to the forest in the middle of Hawaii with the pigs and the cows and nobody else around with no service, right? That's the first step. And I would just answer the question based on whatever I have to say, and I'm gonna do it in my own voice. That way I can take this voice note, transcribe it, upload it to ChatGPT, and have it written out into an actual book that is my own voice. Because if you guys do this method, like the other methods that people are talking about, like, oh, just ask ChatGPT what to write and it's gonna write it for you, honey, nobody's gonna buy that book because it sounds like AI. It sounds stupid, right? It needs to be in your own voice, in your own way. And if you guys know how to talk, you guys know how to write a book. So let me show you how to actually do that using 2 free programs. To start, let's open Microsoft Word. It's completely free and we're going to create a new document. We're going to head over to this dictate feature. Now in dictate, you get 2 options. One of those options is dictate. The other is transcribe. Now transcribe used to be free. You used to be able to just upload like a voice memo or a voice recording, but I just found out that they actually switched it to paid, which is annoying, so pay for it if you want to. But another thing that you can use is just the dictate feature itself. With the dictate feature, you will just have to talk into your computer or your Microsoft Word app or whatever you're using. Now this is still completely free, so hopefully they don't put this behind a paywall too. From here, the dictation is going to write down everything that we say. I want you to talk normally and answer each of those questions on the list. From doing that, I have this little excerpt. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to take it into ChatGPT. For ChatGPT, there is a free plan that you can use. Right now, I'm using GPT 4.0. From here, I'm just going to paste down like that little brain dump that I did in Microsoft Word. And then what I'm going to do is paste this prompt. You guys can pause the video and see, but it's basically just saying, turn this brain dump into an 1,000-word chapter, add any relevant information, and, copy my own tone of voice, my own style, and my own voice. This is how it's going to sound exactly like you and not like an AI. This is because like people don't really want to read AI stuff because it's not really that good. It's not really as good as people, lead you to believe. So from here, this is what ChatGPT gave me. It added a bunch of extra information and extra steps just from that little brain dump that we gave it. Now, the more that you put in your brain dump, obviously, the better response that you're going to get from ChatGPT. Do this over and over and over for each question that we found in our research that people want to know the answer for. This way you don't have to be a writer. You don't have to be like perfect. You could just be a normal person talking and ChatGPT will make it into a book. Now that we have our book actually written, and if you guys are asking how long it needs to be, make it as long or as short as it needs to be. It probably doesn't need to be 100 pages. My ebook was around 30 pages. If it's 30, make it 30. If it's 50, make it 50. You don't need to add stuff or try to make it shorter. Just put whatever it takes to get people from point A to point B in that book. All right. And now that we have our text, we're going to head back to Kittl and put it in the actual book and add some design. Now it's time to create the interior pages. And one thing that I really, really like about Kittl is that it has something called infinite artboards, to where you can just press this artboard button and then you can create something right here. So that is going to be our next page. This is really cool because you can create your ebook here, but say you want to also create another social media post or logo or something like that, you can come here and have that created as well. That way you can see how everything works together in the bigger picture. I personally think that that's really cool. So in order to create our interior pages, it is super easy. I'm going to create this page, and then I'm just going to copy it and paste it so that I always have a blank page available. For the interior pages, again, you don't have to be this really cool designer. What we're gonna do is start with an image on the top for each chapter. Now, this can be an image that Kittl already provides you, or it could be an AI generated image. I'm gonna choose AI generated because I wanna stick with the anime travel theme for this book. Once my image is generated, all I'm going to do is just place it on top. Okay, very, very simple. I'm then gonna go to this text part and then go to the paragraph button and show all. Kittl has a bunch of different paragraph designs that you can choose from. So I think I want to choose this one because it looks cool to me. Once I put the paragraph here, you can see that everything is starting to just come together and look really, really cool in our book. This looks so professional. From here, it's just about copy and pasting everything from our Word document into this text part. And by the end of that, you will have your full created book. I'm not going to create the whole thing right now because this video will be long, but it's just put an image, put some text, right? That's all you have to do. For the next page, you don't have to put an image if you don't want to. It can just be all text, or if you have anything else you want to add, you can add it very easily. When you're done, just download everything as a PDF, combine into one file, and you're finally done with your ebook. You guys see how easy that was? I'm telling you, in 2024, there's no excuse not to have at least one ebook created. You guys can make as many ebooks as you want to about as many topics as you possibly can, right? They don't need to be related even. But where do you actually sell these ebooks once you created them? Well, I'm always going to suggest having your own website, and the reason is because you can control a lot of things. You can control the price, you guys can control the design, stuff like that. So if you want to have your own website, I suggest something like Hostinger or Squarespace. If you're going to be selling a lot of different ebooks, or if you want to sell physical products and digital products, or digital products and services, then I would suggest having something like Shopify. For all of these things, you guys can get the link in my description and it'll give you some kind of discount. There's also more simple tools that don't require a lot of design, such as Standstore or Gumroad. But if you're Energy, I just want an algorithm that can bring me traffic, I don't want to have to do a lot of marketing, then you're going to look into uploading your book on something like Etsy, which is what I did because I already had an Etsy shop at the time. Or you can look at something like Amazon KDP. The thing about this is just that they're going to take more fees, right? And so I like to keep as much money as possible. And I also think that if you're selling on Etsy or Amazon, your customers have a lot of other options that they can compare it to. So they might choose to go with another option compared to if they're only on your website, they only have your products to choose from. Both are totally fine. It just depends on which one you prefer, really, and if you want to have an algorithm on your side or not. But after you actually upload your products to the website, how do you actually market those? Because marketing is the only thing that's really going to get you sales. It doesn't matter if you just have a book, right? You guys need to market it and get it out in front of people. Well, I made a whole video on marketing and I'm going to put it up here somewhere on the screen, and I'm going to link it below in the pinned comment. I hope this video helped you guys. If you have more questions, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.